It's light camera action here at the Molefes. As you can see, it's quite hectic. Man, I'm about to lose my mind. It's been a long day with the kids. And it's Princess's birthday today, our firstborn, Sarah Bangurion, Princess Molefe. How about that? And I'm here with the First Lady, with Ben Gurion and Judah. And I'm Kenneth Molefe Sr. Welcome to Man Cave. It is the man's world. And sometimes it looks colorful, and sometimes it is just Man Cave. And guess what? It's just a plethora of what we get to enjoy when we are men. I'm so privileged to be coming to you live. And what do you think, Bob? Welcome to Man Cave.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. She's breastfeeding, so it's a bit hectic for her, you know.
Yes, yes.
So today we're talking about parenting, and I wanted to just give you guys 6 steps, 6 major keys to parenting like an alpha male. 6 major keys of parenting like an alpha male. If you're a male, if you're masculine, if you are a man, invite as many people as you can, as men and women as you can. If you are married and you are a woman and you need your husband to have some sort of an insight about parenting, about being a father, about being a male, alpha male in the house, the head of the family, please invite as many people as you can. Please do remember to follow our YouTube channel at Grace Life. All right, with Kenneth Molefe Sr. It's going to change your life. There is just tremendous growth also on our social media handles and all of that. And I'm so excited. I love you, baby. Okay. All right. So now, so some years ago, Barbara, we were talking some years ago,
Yeah.
and I remember on one of our dates, we talked about the issue of parenting, and I said to Barbara, there's something there's a principle I need her to understand. And that principle is a golden principle. Every man must know this principle. Yeah, preach on, girl, preach on. Every man must know this particular principle. It's going to change your life. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. So it's an incredible one. It's an incredible one. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Number one, you cannot leave the role of parenting to your wife because it's not her position. It is you are the head of the household. She's the manager of the household. So the parenting model comes with, and it's born out of a man's role. It is the man's responsibility to give birth to the parenting role. Now, here's the thing. Number one, find your alpha stance. All right? It's a very active one. Find your alpha stance, and that is you have to make sure that you then stand on a particular belief and a particular concept and a particular idea or model of parenting. You stand there. And here's what most people don't understand. When you are parenting alpha males and alpha women, one of the keys is that you cannot afford to now take everything away from the urge to resist. You have to resist the urge of taking things away from them because you never had them in the first place. You have to make sure as an alpha male, you come up with a parenting model, and number one, it is what you find your alpha stand, right? That is your alpha stance. That's where you stand. That's what you believe in. And one of the things that you must believe in as an alpha male is you must come across as a provider. Make sure that you provide. Make sure that whatever you never had as a child, whatever you never had growing up, you make it available to your own children so that they don't worry about basic stuff. So here's the thing. You see, some of us achieving some things would feel like a great success. Achieving certain things will feel like a great success. But you see, I want to make sure that what took me years to achieve is readily available for my children. So today, I went to your classroom. I went to my first daughter's classroom just to surprise her for the birthday celebration. And I asked her, what is it that you want? Make a wish. And she said, I want a car. I said, when? She said, next year. I said, what kind of a car? She says, an Audi. I'm like,
Where
what?
you going?
Are you kidding me? So I realized the reason I struggled with that is because, with us, we had to struggle to keep an Audi years ago. You understand? Now here's your daughter. She wants an Audi and she's not even in high school yet. Are you even in high school? At the entry level of high school, the first class of high school. But still, but she already wants an Audi. So I thought about this. As an alpha male, in that kind of a situation, what you need to do is you need to now buy into time. And how do you do that? Instead of buying her an Audi, I would rather buy her a property and buy her a simple car. I would rather buy her a piece of property that I know that she would have had to pay it for 5 years. But then I've bought her 5 years of not paying a house. Now it's actually 25 years, right? 25 years of having to pay a bond. I pay all of that in an instant. Now she has 25 years not to worry about a shelter, so she can invest in other places. Whatever we give her, she can begin to build herself. You understand? Instead of buying her a car that's a liability, I'd rather buy her an asset. So you gotta have find your alpha stance. Number two, invite dependence. All right. As a parent, your role is to make it safe for your children to depend on you. So they must know. They must know that if it goes down, my dad will take care of business.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know. I mean, they know. My children know. If anything happens here, my dad will take care of it. She even know where some of my tools are. you know. You understand what I said? Dad, where can I put your machine gun? That's how it works in my house. Where can I put your gun? And it's very normal, especially here, not the other kids, especially here, because they have to know that they can depend on you. If you have to, somebody showed up at my house, so we were living in this free entry place where you can access the house easily. So this guy comes into my house and he wanted to, so he was abusive to the wife, and then he comes in and he was now angry that I was saying to the wife, leave him. If he's beating you, leave him. So he comes to my house and trying to abuse me and my family. And that day, thank God, he found me. Not our caretaker, not the guy handling the house or the worker or my wife. He found me. And most of the time, he has been finding people who work at home. Man, I took care of him. I took care of him so good that my kids were so proud of me that when he left, they were like, ooh, that was so bad for him. I punched him out. He fell. I don't know how many times I said, boy, you better stand up because I need to show my kids I can handle this. So it is hectic like that, And one of the things that we do is that we do boxing together at home, isn't it?
Well, you box.
Yeah, well, we all boxing. They have boxing gears. Yesterday I was training Princess. I was training her hooks and straight right hands, and I was teaching her uppercuts and all of that, and it was just incredible. Listen, the show is gonna be messy. It's about parenting, so if you don't like messy, Ben Gurion, stop it. So that's just what happens. That's what just happens. Number three, you have to take a lead in activities. So, no, relax. It's okay. So every family has its own activities, and it's the responsibility of the alpha male to make sure that they are leading in those family activities. I'm leading boxing at home.
Yes.
I'm leading Daddy's cookout, and you love my cooking, right? How good is it? Where's the mic, by the way? Borrow me the mic, baby. Judah, borrow me the mic. How's my cooking?
Nice.
Very nice, huh? You want your cookies? Give me the mic, I'll give you cookies. Give me the mic, honey.
Okay.
So how's my cooking? How good is my cooking? Do you love it? Is it? Oh, great, yeah, right there. So that is just what happens. You know what I'm saying? So you have to lead the family activities. All right. So cooking, buying at home, boxing, I lead all of that. And sometimes I also lead, activities around cleaning the yard and all of that. All right? So, number 4, meet their needs instead of their demands. She feels like, yes, the first one, leading the activities.
No.
What is it? Dependence.
Dependence.
Yeah. And that is number 1. Number 2.
Let's give Judah. Let me give. Okay.
Judah of Judea.
Yeah. So the.
Take a truck. Yes.
He doesn't want to talk. He wants to minister with the mic.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yes. Yes, Ben. It's okay. Talk. Go.
Oh my goodness.
It's like television action.
This is a reality show now. So you were talking about dependence.
Yes, dependence.
And saying the children need to know that
they can depend on you. Yeah.
Now I want you to raise a point whereby
come son. Yes.
In our black culture mostly also. You know how.
Give him a titty, baby.
No, he just wants to sleep. Let's take him.
Yes.
It's okay. Go to Uncle Rob. All right.
Yeah, you can go out, Rob. Yes.
So in talking about how the children must be able to depend on you as
a parent. Yes.
Also in the sense that the scripture that talks about how a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Okay.
Now in the black culture mostly, what happens is that you find that obviously there's history there and so forth, but you find that the parents want to depend on the children.
Yes.
It's like a very big thing.
Yeah.
You talked about buying a house.
Yes.
For your kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's many instances where it's vice versa, where it's about I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna buy my mother a house. I'm not opposed to that when it's done in. It's not like like obligation, if I may say so.
You're not obligated to. It's out of reverence.
It's out of reverence.
Yeah.
We need to get to that point as a people as well, so that we turn it around like that.
Judah?
No. We turn it around like that. I just wanted to get that point across. Yeah.
All right. So the importance then of having to sometimes maybe do something different in terms of generational impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having to make sure that your children then have confidence in what you're building for them and not what they will do for you.
Yeah.
Because you have to empower their own destiny and their own generation.
Because you and I
it's not
are
backwards.
It's not backwards. We're not sitting and waiting for Princess or Ben Gurion to say, you're going to buy me a house or you're going to build me this and whatnot. But rather, we are saying, this is what we are building you so that you can also build for your own children. Wow. That's the mentality that we need to
and everything that we have been doing, we have just started now a new company called the Molefe, the Ben Gurion Molefe Foundation.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that becomes key and that becomes imperative because all of that now is built in such a way that there is great impact, generational in impact, and that's what changes the game really. That's what changes the game. All right. So it's you invite dependence. All right. And then we talked about leading the activities, family activities. Meet their needs instead of their demands. Can you hear me? All right. So meeting their needs instead of their demands. Another thing is that you cannot afford to have children, like lead you. You have to take the lead. All right. So she told me she needs a car, but I know she needs a property because number one, she already likes her space. I mean, that's my daughter for you. She already likes her own space and all of that. And therefore, I cannot in any way think that, oh, well, she wants a car and consequently I'm getting her a house. Oh, she wants a car, I'm getting her a car. No, 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 no. So that becomes very important. All right? That becomes very important. So meet their needs instead of their demands. Whatever they think that I deserve this. No, no, no. You have to buy them what you know will change their life. Another two is don't court battles. All right? So when a child does not follow you or take your direction, it generally will go poorly when you give them direct orders. All right? So you need to be thoughtful about how you handle things when you need the child to follow you, how you say it, how you tell her, this is what I need from you, how you tell her, I need you to do this, please don't do that, don't do that. That becomes very, very important. It's very, very key. So you don't court battles. Don't try to impose instructions. There has to be a way that you can speak to a child and the child will hear you loud and clear. I mean, for instance, you and I, when I'm not happy about something, what do? Normally take you out, right? And go talk about it over lunch or something. And then I'll give you 77 reasons why next time you have to, follow what I tell you, because that is just the art of parenting, You cannot have a teenager inside of your house think that they can go to loggerheads with you. It doesn't work like that. You want to go? Okay. Thank you, baby. Love you. So that's a normal day in our house, right? So you don't court battles. You don't court battles. You cannot afford to go into loggerheads with your kids. You have to find a way to communicate. Find a way to connect in a way that they understand you, in a way that they will follow in your instructions, isn't it? You don't fight kids. So sometimes what you need to do, especially now, one of the things that becomes very important, especially when you're parenting, when you are a substitute father, one of the most key things that you want to get right, if you really want to parent like an alpha male, make sure that at the beginning of the relationship, you come with a parenting model in order to parent your stepchild. And that should be at the basis of what you stand on no matter what. You understand? Because what happens is there is passion on both sides. You're trying to do right, and she's nervous that whether you're going to do right or not. And I know, in terms of our relationship, it has been quite smooth. But we cannot be naive and think that it's easy for other people. We cannot be naive. So what I did at the beginning is that I took Barbara out and I told her, I said, listen, this one is mine. I don't want to hear stuff like step this and step that. No, this one is mine. That's my daughter. And consequently, I will then parent her the way a father should parent a daughter. Because here's the thing, only fathers know how to raise daughters to be great wives. Because I'm a husband, you're not a man. I'm a husband, I'm a father. So I would know what is it that her husband will need, and what are quality skills, quality strengths, and all of that she will need for her to be an incredible wife one day. You understand? So that's very, very important. Make sure you come up with the parenting mode, and don't be emotional. Always remind the other partner not to interfere. And one of the best way really to avoid interference is to take out, your firstborn or whatever born, and just go spend time away together. It is the responsibility of the alpha male to make a connection with the daughter or with the son. It's not the responsibility of the woman. It's not the responsibility. So if you are the one who's a step parent, it's your responsibility to make a connection with your child and make sure that there is an understanding, there is a connection. All right? Because the relationship will be based not on communication but on connection. Because it's very fragile, and it is the most sensitive form of parenting, isn't it? So you always have to make a connection than communication. Please, guys, you gotta hear me loud and clear, because it's going to change your entire life. Because most couples divorce simply because the other parent feels unappreciated. The other parent feels like the other parent is abusive towards the child that was brought into marriage. You understand? In my house, we don't have those kind of conversations about even step parenting, because I have built a foundation for spontaneity. All right, I didn't ask her to call me dad. She decided to call me dad, isn't it? Yeah, you said, no, you're my dad. I said, oh, for sure, you're my daughter. We're doing this thing, you know? And our relationship is not based on her mother. We have our own special relationship. We go on dates together. We spend a lot of time together. We even have conversations together that the mother doesn't even know about, you know? I remember even when she was she was like in primary school and she had her first period. I'm the one who had to explain all of that drama. And she was terrified. That's our own connection. Those are opportune moments that a step parent needs to look into and make sure they get right. So now here's the thing. My weakness with Ben Gurion is that as a boy, I never had nothing. And I never had a dad or somebody to teach me about manhood and all of that. So my greatest role, I see that I'm actually challenged to make sure that I give him the best. I'm not withholding anything. At the same time, I have to make sure that a touch of manhood that I receive through my experience, I release onto his life with revelation. So I have to, well, I don't know why you're laughing. It's not easy. She's laughing at me because when it comes to this ball, it's not easy. Yesterday, I ended up just, whooping him because how do you go out of the car? Number one, I had to walk from Crutch. You coming home with a BMW and you just ate and you were in some of the finest clothes. You come out of the car and you throw yourself on the floor and you start kicking your legs. I will whoop you. So I ended up whooping him yesterday, man. I felt so bad. I was like, please, Negro, please, don't give me that kind of drama. You don't know what I had to go through to give you all of this, and you still want to cry, And then another one that I have a great weakness for, Judah. Oh, man. Oof. Now, Judah is the smaller version of her. This guy's giving me, oh my God. If I can say no to Ben and I don't feel nothing, he can fall out of bed. I won't pick him up. He's a boy, you understand? You just let him leave him alone. If he falls, he falls. You understand? The other time, so he's into this scratching thing and all of that. So he went for Judah and started scratching Judah. And my heart was very sore. And please forgive me, but I told Judah, I said, listen, I do boxing with you guys, punch him out. And Judah went for him. And the boy was shocked. I said, this guy can throw a punch, bro. He'd knock him out. And that's when I picked him out and I started calming him down. Sorry, boy. Sorry. So parenting is very, very complex, but you gotta have the basics right. You gotta have the basics right, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously every family has their own setup, right? Every family is bespoke as to how they want to parent their children. But I'll tell you this, and I think this is like a general thing as far as parenting and the parenting model goes. There is nothing as fulfilling as being able to give your children the best kind of childhood that you are able to to give them.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's their foundation.
Yeah.
Right? That's their basis. Now, I always say a good father is one that is, in the context of people who are married, a good father is one who is a good husband.
Wow. It all starts there. Yeah. You cannot be a great father,
no,
but a pathetic husband.
No, it doesn't.
They're all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you cannot be a great mother and not be a good wife. You cannot separate the two. I'm talking now in terms of the God
marriage,
family and the family that God intends for us to have. Obviously, you get your single parent, you do good but that's not the ideal.
Yeah,
right?
That's not the ideal.
Yeah, and when your child gets to see how you treat, your wife or your husband, there's a kind of comfort that a child gets that it's like how I would see my dad treating my mom this way. That was parenting me. You understand? And no amount of money can buy that. I mean, you can try and say
priceless.
It's priceless. It's priceless. The kind of comfort the kind of a happiness and assurance that a child has when they know that my family is
yeah, because the truth is, I mean, when I treat you right, my girls will want to be treated that way, and then my boys would know how to treat women.
You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when myself and Princess, when I was in the abusive marriage, I mean, she was constantly on edge.
Oh my!
Constantly, because she always had to, and she would never come to me. She would always go to my mom to go and say
that's the grandmother. My late mother-in-law.
I would hear my mother telling me stories of events and things that she's concerned about, because she was always concerned about how do I protect my mother. And you understand, it's not her job to protect me.
That's right.
So you like put your children in a place that's not a place for children.
Yeah.
It's not your children's place
so now
protect you.
Let's talk about this, because this is a personal experience. So you have a mother, you have a wife who has had a horrendous experience as it relates to marriage, and then you have a daughter who experienced the mother being abused. See, the challenge there would be having to take them through a healing process until they trust you. You understand? In other words, it will not be an instantaneous thing. You will not just wake up and suddenly you are celebrated. You will not just wake up and suddenly they trust you.
Yeah.
You have to do the setting up of the healing process. And it's not just a conversation, it's everyday experiences that you will have to experience, that you will have to experience, that will bring you to healing.
Definitely.
Because abuse is an experience that formulates sometimes a certain personality. And sometimes that personality can be a sheltered or shielded personality, a closed up personality. And therefore, the opening of that personality will also take an experience, because it takes an experience to heal an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I love about the relationship I have with my firstborn is that if she doesn't like something I said, she's able to come to me and talk to me about it. She's able to say, when we are out on the date, she says, you said 1, 2, 3. I don't like that. And then I would want reasoning to say, okay, but why does it offend you? And she would explain. She would be able to articulate to say, no, here's the reason why I don't like that, And I would have to apologize and also at the same time allow her to understand that in my humanity, sometimes I'll fail. But at the basis, the substratum, foundational part of the relationship is based on that unconditional love. It's not ill intention, it's always good intention.
Yeah. And I mean, what you just said, as a parent, and every parent, right, is looking to have the kind of relationship with their child that says, you can come to me anytime, no matter what, with whatever issues.
That's right.
You understand?
You can talk
now,
to me.
when you are able to have, you are winning in that department. There's grace in that department. When you are able to have a Ben Gurion come to you, and mommy, I just killed somebody. You understand? I'm just, making an example. Such a, then I'm like, okay, where's the body bag? Let's go. Like, yeah,
Let's take care of this.
Where's the shovel? How deep do we dig this thing?
And then you must explain what happened.
Then you can explain later when we're done,
But that's why we're buying big lands, right?
I mean, it's your children. What are you going to do? But I'm just saying to say, when they feel confident enough to say, I can go to my mother with any situation. I can go to my father with such and such and such a situation. That's what you're looking for with your children. Open communication.
Yeah.
Right? Open communication.
Yeah, because really, parenting is also about when you're an alpha male and you believe in this whole concept of being an alpha, is that you have to be great at making adjustments. You have to be great at making adjustments. And what do I mean by that? Because not every everyday, domestic, problem would require you to be the same. You always have to make adjustments. You understand? Sometimes you have to fight slow until the problem is over. Sometimes you have to, be a bit speedy. Sometimes you have to know how to break down the problem. Sometimes, even when there is a problem, you have to make sure that you take care of the problem before it even hits the family.
Now you see how what you just described is like what we always say with marriage. It's like parenting.
Yeah.
Same with marriage. It's an everyday thing.
It's an everyday thing.
It's an everyday thing. You can never really say, I have arrived. Yes, this is the trophy,
not possible.
and I have arrived. What we're looking for is, raising healthy people who are going to contribute positively into the community.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
And here's the thing. We cannot afford to think that our experiences will be their experiences. No. What do I mean by that? You see, when we grew up, we were told you need to clean, you need to wash dishes, you need to make sure you know how to do that and that and that, and that's very good.
You better wash dishes in my house.
Yeah, well, I know, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, we have to also understand that the world we live in, again, the washing of the dishes and all of that is not going to help them with their wealth creation skills. How will washing dishes help them with their wealth creation? And this is what I always say to you. Rather, during your weekends and all of that, she has to be in the office, being on the laptop, sending emails, communicating with our clients, working so that, she can earn a bit of money for herself.
And you know what I always say? I always say, weekends, I was with my dad doing business. But I wash the plates at home as well.
Yeah. Because she will still be somebody's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's that balance that you can't just let them be. Oh no, it's a free ride. No. Let my floors be clean.
Yeah,
clean your room.
But remember also what I always say to you guys to say, parenting from a masculine perspective and a feminine perspective has to be complementary. From the mother's point of view and the father's point of view, I'm not concerned about them knowing how to clean perfectly. I'm not worried about that. I want to make sure that they know how to make the money. They know how to build businesses. You're concerned about that because you know that because of getting the family right, you were then able to build what we have built today. You understand? Because of the family structure and all of that, Kenneth Molefe Holdings is what it is because it all started with marriage, getting the marriage right, and getting the vision of the marriage right. But I'm not concerned about that's not my role. My role is to make sure that there's entrepreneurship, there's an entrepreneurial mindset. There's that mindset that says, rather than being the best cook, how about I afford a good chef? I don't want to be a cleanist. I just want to be able to afford a butler who will pay the cleaner, the chef, and everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, hello, this is the 24th, the fourth industrial revolution. Things are now changing. You know, much of what we used to, what we were taught to know how to do, machines can do. You know what I'm saying? So before you know it, being a prudent, hardworking household domestic woman would not be good enough. Because there will be machines that can clean, that can wash for him, that can iron for him. You will probably be, or you will not be needed. So what is it that you can do? Okay, now do something that will help us afford the machines that will do the cleaning and all of that. You want to say something? No. Okay, so six major things, major principles, or major points that everybody should know as it relates to parenting like an alpha male. Find your own stance, all right? Your own parenting model. And that should be worked like a vision that you can cast to your wife so that your wife will support you in implementing that vision. Number 2, invite dependence. Let the family depend on you. You understand? Number 3, take the lead in activities. Don't be like a dead, dry biltong. When the family goes out, you're not a part of them. You know, you're always looking for your space, as if you are the teenager in the family. She's a teenager. She's crying for her space. I'm not a teenager. I'm somebody's husband. I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's mentor. I have to be available. You have to be part of those family activities. You understand? You can't always be out. You have to be with your family. Make sure that those experiences, you make them and you create them. Number 4, meet their needs instead of their demands. She wanted a car. I said, I'll pray about it. Rather get you a house. That's 25 years of payment that you will never have to worry about. So I'm buying you 25 years of free money that you can use somewhere else. You understand? All right. Number 5, don't court battles. Remember, you're not a heavyweight champion of the world. In your house, you are a parent. Stop trying to win battles. What you gotta do is to win your parenting model. Get it right and make sure that it produces results. Number 6, very interesting. Hide your needs. As an alpha male, you hide your needs. Your needs are not prioritized publicly in the family. They're prioritized privately. You understand what I'm saying? Because they must understand, these boys that you're raising, that it's never about you. It's always about your family. You understand? It's always about your family. Make sure that your family has the best. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So hiding your needs is very important in this way. Remember, for alpha children, they are a session of dominance, a natural instinct that kicks in if they feel their parent is no longer able to lead them or to caretaking. You understand? So you have to make sure that all the time you are in that position to make sure that you cover their needs. All right. And I'm talking about their basic needs and also their primary needs and also the needs of every normal child. But as it relates to demands and all of that, you can always, be on negotiation mode. All right. One of the ways you can teach them negotiation skills, especially your boys, is that whatever they want, you have to ask reasons. Give me a reason why you need that. So there's always reason. And then with the girls, make them appreciate reasoning. They don't have to be, the biggest reasoning, agents, but they must appreciate reasoning. All right. So that's how you parent as an alpha male. All right. That's how you parent as an alpha male. Listen, guys, this is very, very important. You see, parenting is not easy. Parenting, what works for you might not work for me. But I can tell you this. The Bible says, teach a child in the ways that they should go, and when they are grown, they will not forget that. All right. And what does that mean? Parenting always has to do with generational impact. It's what you're doing now that will touch the next generation. Do you know that if you are a horrible parent for about, let's say, 16 years or 17 or 20, 23 years of horrible parenting, that's another four generations connected to that child that you're horribly raising. So when you get it right and you do it right, that's great impact even for the greater generation. So Seho can't wake up one day and then and tell us stories about, oh, my dad was not there. He was not great. Oh, what did I do to deserve such a stupid father? Oh, you can't give us that drama. She knows very well. It's not possible. Not in this lifetime. You understand? So by the time I'm dead, she'll be able to tell other people to say, oh, is your dad doing that? Oh, but mine did it this way, this way, this way. And here's the thing. You see, parenting is so great that even when I met my wife, I had to compete with her dead father.
That's
because she was now telling me about this man did this man did this. Oh, by the way, do you know my dad taught me how to feel a tender when I was 13? What? Now you have to compete with a 13-year-old in this body. Yeah. My dad, one day this happened. Do you know, my dad took a car and almost ran down a guy who was proposing me when I was growing up. Oh my God. So my wife loves drama. Now I have to be a dramatic husband. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when I tear all these men down, when I get an opportunity, you can understand. Her father was not weak. I cannot afford to be weak. So it's not easy. So great fathering on the side of her father has produced the woman that she is. You understand? I don't know, should I say great grandmothering? Because I was raised by my grandmother. Yeah. But she was so good. Yeah. And here's the thing that my grandmother gave me that you benefit from today. You see, my grandmother made me wash certain things I don't want to wash. Okay? Certain things I don't want to wash. Okay. And I will not mention. Okay. On social media. What is it that my grandmother made me wash? Yes. I massaged my grandmother. Yeah. Every time she would have a pain anywhere in the body, I would have to massage her. All right? Yeah. Okay? I massaged her. Yes. She made me cook because my grandmother was a professional chef. Yes. You're enjoying some of those recipes. I'm massaging you and I'm washing your stuff that I don't want to wash. You understand what I'm saying? I would take care of her hair because I would have to put in all of this, hair food and stretch out her hair and all of that. Listen, who removes this drama when the salon is not there? I'm the one who's doing all of that. I take care of your hair. Sometimes I help you with brushing it. Well, she's in charge of that now. But before she knew how to do all of that, I had to do all of that. The taking care of your hair, massaging you, washing your stuff. And my grandmother told me that if your wife is doing laundry, you better make sure that you join her and talk to her. And growing up, when my grandmother was doing, her laundry, I would have to sit there and listen to stories about how grandmother so-and-so is a witch and I must avoid her. And all of these funny stories and how she flies at night. Oh my God. And how so-and-so is like this, and that family is not better. Don't worry about our sheikh. I know they have a house, but we live better, you know? I'm telling you, like, my grandma will tell me everything. And you can imagine a primary school boy. Now when you go to school and you see these people, you're like, oh no. So gossiping, I also learned from my grandmother. That's why I gossip with you. We always gossip. we always gossip. I mean, I learned it from my grandmother. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't trust a man who doesn't gossip with his wife.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't trust a man who doesn't gossip with his wife. By the way, that's one of the keys and secrets of parenting, because you have to talk about these children at night when they're sleeping, discuss on how you're going to solve them.
Yeah.
And then when you come out of that bedroom, guess what? You have one module, and you know the strategy.
Yeah.
You know, while the other one is talking, you behave like what I do is sometimes I'll talk to Barbara about these guys and pump her up, pump her up, pump her up. When she goes out, then I behave like I'm shocked too, to say, like, calm down, love. Stop speaking to children like this. And I'm like, go, okay, go, flow. She's like, because I don't want to be the monster. That's not going to happen. So that's the partnership in marriage.
Yeah.
That's the partnership in marriage. So you have to also make a decision who is going to be the bad one, who's going to be the good one. And how will the good one speak on the behalf of the bad one sometimes? So I'm the good one at home. She's the bad one. She does the dirty stuff, you know. And one needs a beating, then she does all of that. And then sometimes we will agree, okay, close them in that room, beat them, and lock the door. Then I will come and beat the door. Open up this door, Barbara. Don't beat my kids. You don't beat my kids. And while they listen, oh, Daddy, help, Daddy. They don't even know that we planted. You know? So it's a partnership.
Yeah.
It's a partnership. You cannot afford to be separated entities. You always have to be in one mind, one heart.
Yeah.
And
that's why you need a healthy marriage.
And that's why you need a healthy marriage, because if it's not healthy, then you set up traps for each other.
Another one will be I'm upset at you.
Yeah.
So that I then leave you to do all the parenting as punishment.
As punishment.
You know.
And sometimes, I speak to the children about you.
Imagine
negatively.
now that's really bad.
You know.
That's really bad.
If you are doing that, you surely need help. You really need to fix that. You cannot afford to be an isolated entity as it relates to children. You must always be one, no matter what.
Yeah.
So some things that she would do against the children that I don't like, even though I'm tempted to rebuke her right there on the scene, I'll rather talk to her later and say, listen, that you don't do to my children. Do me that favor. This is not how you beat my children. You don't beat my children with this and this and this, and you don't speak to my children like this, like this, like this. All of that, as a man, you talk, to your wife, separately or privately. Don't address it on the scene, because then it will look like they can use you in order to attack her.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to say as we close?
Buy my dad's book.
Oh, buy my dad's book. Yes. What is the name of the book? Okay, the name of the book is The Person, the Gospel, and the Covenant of Grace. Tell them, what is the name of the book?
The Person,
Yeah.
the Gospel,
and the Covenant of Grace. Go to www.kennethmolefesenior.com and get that book right there. It's now on over 40 online stores. Please do get it. It's going to change your life. It's going to tremendously change your life. Yes. Yes.
All right. This was ManCave. I'm tired, man. I mean, I was here. I was breastfeeding. I mean,
This was the most tiring show ever, right?
Oh my God. I mean, I did ask to be invited to ManCave, but I thought it was just going to be me, and but the whole family had to come. But yeah, guys, I mean, parenting, one of the most important subjects that we can speak about, whether be it blended families, all right, finding that balance to say, how do we parent?
That's right.
Stepchildren. I've always said that in such a circumstance, I've always been of the idea to say, when you are graced to be in a position where you are able to impact positively into a child's life, and then you choose to do it negatively.
Oh, man.
Very concerning.
It's very concerning.
All right, but to all the dads out there,
because it's a position of privilege.
It is a position of privilege. So much grace. It's a position of privilege to say, this is how I can impact this individual. This is how I can impact this individual. And one thing that we cannot take away is the fact that in order for you to be a great parent, we cannot eliminate
wife or husband.
Yeah, that, but it all begins with a relationship with Christ.
Oh yeah.
It all begins with a relationship with Christ. You are not able to give off that love that these children need. You know, the kind of patience. Imagine you give birth to your own children, and you as a biological parent, you get impatient and so forth. Now imagine if somebody's like a step parent. It takes God's love. It takes God's love.
My goodness.
God's love in order to then transfer that love to the next person.
Yeah.
You know, so that's very, very important. That's very godly mothers and godly fathers. Crucial. We are crucial. We are crucial. And that is why the family unit is under an attack. And that is why now they will want to talk about parenting when you're a man and a man. No, that's not it. And a woman, that's not it. That's not God's way. You know, that's not the family unit that God wants. All right, that's not the family unit. But we need God. We need God to help us with our children, because that's legacy. That's next generation, and we need to be concerned about that. We need to be highly concerned about that. Yeah.
Lovely. Oh well, this is ManCave, ladies and gentlemen. It's a man's world, and we will see you. I don't need the mic. We'll see you. We'll see you next time on ManCave. We love you. Thank you.